for you people. So comparatively, you are free. I'm also free, and we can go ahead. So with greetings, good afternoon. We'll start our presentation for today. If the people who are joining today and they were not there in the last session, right, for them, we can have a very quick recap on what we have done in the last session on 18th July. On 18th of July, I had a discussion on greetings and introducing yourself. So what was there? We can go with that. First thing was there that why this question is asked in the first interview. See, mind it, for when we talk about the most common questions asked in HR interview, where introduce yourself, tell me something about yourself is first question. That's why we took it first. So here we need to discuss it because without this we cannot go ahead. Fine. Okay. So we can go with this. I can take you to the next previous presentation that we had, that why this question in the first interview, why this question is asked. That was the thing. And then we had a discussion that from resume and interview, there is a difference, right? Based on your resume, interviewer asks you questions. So we need to be make sure that it is aligned with your your personality, your idea. And we also talked about how to design and write a resume. I'm going to have a very dedicated session, special session on how to write a resume too. Fine, wherein we'll talk about how to make your resume a contributive one. And you must have one subject introduced about personal development, right? So here we'll try to correlate with that. Fine. It is just a test for your attitude, whether you are fit for the job or not, or how can you contribute to the company, right? By asking this question. This question can be asked in 4 different ways, and these four methods, 4 options are there on the screen. Tell me something about yourself, introduce yourself, walk me through your background, take us to your resume. Fine. Okay, and we talked about 7 wonders of self introduction. We can start with the greetings, then your name, your personality, your education, your achievements, your contribution, your projects you are working on. These are the 7 things that you can touch upon when you talk about your self introduction. One by one, we talked about that what are the ways we can greet your friends, your interviewers, right? Looking at the time, so you should not be confused. The way you said good afternoon, it used to be clear that okay, with this time it is good afternoon, good morning, good evening, and like that. Personality, right? Sorry, a name. When you talk about your name, you should make sure that you talk about your name and it starts with your full name. Fine. Don't go with your first name. Go with your full name, right? Your name and surname. There's no need to talk about your father's name right now, right? But you can mention it in your resume. If you can, if your name is typical, difficult to understand, you can spell it, you can pronounce it, right? Okay. Never start by telling your name by myself. It is wrong one. For personality, you can use some adjectives. It can be 1 or 2 adjectives you can go for, and don't try to be pompous, self-boasting, right? So whatever there is which is which is related to you, your personality, and which can be related to our company's requirement, if it is aligned, you mention it. Education, you can talk about I pursue, I study, I'm the student of. You need to name the college and university in a full way. It's not MU, MEF, GI, GTU like that. You need to speak the full name of college. And if you're not comfortable with, you speak it, you practice it, right? Because if you don't practice it, there is a 100% chance that you commit mistake, because your mind, your tongue, it is used to speak MU or MEFGI. So at that time, Marwadi, Marwadi, instead of telling Marwadi, so if you fumble in that way, you are gone. You need to straight away speak that Marwadi Education Foundation group of institutions, right? Or you can say Marwadi Education Foundation, right? Or you can say that Marwadi Engineering College, right? Whatever you speak, right? that would do, but it should be confidently spoken and conveyed. Achievements, you talk about achievements, right? Only the best achievements you can talk about, not all the achievements. Since your second standard to your seventh semester, don't tell the story yet. Whatever is the best one out of that, right, which is the most recent one, and which can be related to the company's requirement. If you can map it, you can go for it. Contributions, you can talk about contributions. You've contributed at different level at different roles. Fine. It can be volunteering, coordinating, right, in your technical events, non-technical events, whatever is there, you can mention it, right? You can be, if you remain CR for all 7 semesters, 8 semesters, you can mention that too, right? Okay, but that can reflect your leadership qualities that way. Projects, if you have done 2 3 projects, always go for the best one project. Fine, not all the projects. And for bonus, there was netiquette that we had discussed, right? That you can, when you face online interview, that need to talk about, you need to be careful about your background, lights, camera, your sound, right? And you yourself, you should be neatly, properly shaved, right? If you like beard, it can be properly trimmed, right? Clothes, formal clothes, and everything, right? These were the things that we discussed, in the last session. Okay, I think it is clear with everybody till now. Dhaval, is it fine? Dhaval, if you can unmute your mic and tell me, can I get a reply from, yeah, Dhaval? Okay, go, sure. Okay, thank you. Fine. So I'll ask randomly you people, so that I can get to know that whether we are going on a right track or not. Okay. Now, we'll move to the next phase, session number two. Today's date is 25th July, and we'll talk about most common HR questions. I have selected 15 questions, right? If you Google it out, you will also find out it. But today, I want to discuss with you people that how to answer this and why to answer in this way. So that would be our point of discussion. At any point of time, if you feel that you have a question or query, you can unmute your mic and ask me. Because when I'm talking about presentation, I may not see your chat box. Fine. So you need to unmute your mic to make sure that you ask a question, right? If you have a doubt or query, if you post it, when I come back to the Google Meet, I'll be able to see that. So it's better that you unmute your mic. I think you people are clear with that, because we had the same practice in the last session. Okay, so we'll talk about questions. Before we go with the questions I have selected for you people, can you people tell me that what are the common questions that you find, or if you have faced an interview, or if you have searched on internet, right? If you find that, sir, these kind of questions are asked, so that we can acknowledge what you expect, what you have seen, and what I tell you are matching. Could we have bridge or not, or that or not, right? Or if you have more questions which I have not included, we can discuss about those questions too. So is there anybody who has come with some homework, right? Or if anybody is interested to say that, sir, these are the questions why should we hire you, Harit, right? Okay, that is the question that can be there, right? Other than that, why should we hire you, I have included in this presentation. What do you do in your free time, after the college? What is your pastime? What are your hobbies? Okay, pastime, that can be included with your self introduction, but it's a nice thing, right? Other than that, I'm happy, Devil, that you're while you are traveling, you're attending the class. It's a good thing. Pushpendra, she said that why do you want to join us? Right? What are your interests? Preet says that interest, right? Okay, why do you want to join us? Why should we hire you? That I have included in the presentation. Other than that, you can have a cup of tea and you can come back. You're not faster in replying on the chat box. I'm waiting for your interest. Yes. Kushal, why did you choose mechanical branch? Very good, right? Other than that, which questions are there in your mind? What is unique in you? Okay, fine. Harit said some random questions like how many steps were there in this building. Yeah, these are IAS type of questions. People make randomize this kind of question and spread on blogs and all. But that shows your what we call it presence of mind, right? For example, when you say that I read, and if you ask the presenter, the interviewer ask you that, do you read newspapers? You say yes. Okay, what was today's headline? So they can catch you in that way. Fine. But if somebody asks you like this, how many question steps are there? You can speak randomly 50, 52 like this. It can be here and there. They maybe ask about your or hobbies. Okay, Preet, hobbies can be there. The way first question was there. What do you do your free time after college work? So that is overlapping in a way. Other than that, see if you don't type it, I won't be able to know. What do your friends, co-workers say about you? Yes, it's a good question. It talks about your personality. This question I had thought of, but I'm not included, but we'll discuss about it. How did you utilize your time during lockdown? Yeah, this is a normal new normal. So that can be asked. Very nice, Sunil. It's good one. Okay. So what shall we do is we'll start. I'll walk you through my presentation. Right. I'll discuss about questions. Meanwhile, if you find that what can be the question, we can talk about. Yes, Sunny. Yeah. Why we hire you? That question I've included. I'm going to talk about. So let's start this. Question number one is tell us something about yourself. The answer is that the entire session that we had done. So I'll not touch upon this. Second question is yes, Preet, Alex, include that. What are your salary expectations? Have you taken part in extracurricular activities or not? If it is yes, right? If this question is asked, what would be your answer? How would you answer this question? Have you taken part in any extracurricular activities? For example, if I ask this question to Preet Jasani, Preet, if you can reply this. Okay, like in sports. Fine. Okay. See, when this question is asked to you, make sure that you don't talk about your hobbies. Yes, Dhaval. Excellent. Yes, Sunny. Same thing. No hobbies. You can talk about what kind of events were there in last 2 3 years where you volunteered, coordinated, or led. Right. It can be all not technical events. Right. You can talk about non-technical events, and you can also talk about technical events. Technical events you can reserve for skill building. For example, if somebody asks you why should we hire you, over there you can mention about technical events, right? That in ASME that was the thing, and in that particular event I was given that assigned this duty. I worked on this, and because of that thing I could learn. or I had been there in I participated in one internship, and you can talk about it. So here better you go with non-technical events so that you can save your technical things for the next letter question, because if you speak everything, that in that way there will be a scope of repetition. Fine. Okay. See, this is a tricky question. Do you have plans for your further studies? If you say yes, you are gone. If you say no, you are gone. So how to reply this question is tricky, because the company is interested to know that whether you are going to stay with the company for longer period of time or not, because company is definitely going to invest the time, energy, manpower in you to make you fit for the company. So this question will be there. So it is necessary that we reply it in a different way. So who would reply this question? Vatsal sir, and Parth. Yeah, Vatsal, tell me.
Yes, I have some plans for future studies. I would like to pursue MBA after working for some time.
Vatsal, if you can speak loudly.
Yes, sir. Uh, I have some future plans in studies for study. Uh, we can. I was supposing to do MBA after having some job experience. So it would be great for my further resume.
Okay. Parth, what would you reply to this question? Parth, I guess Parth is not there, or Parth has replied. Okay. Parth, if you can unmute your mic and speak, if it is possible. Dhaval has mentioned that yeah, I want to do external MBA for our management system. Okay. You're just joining somewhere and okay, no issue, Parth. Yes, Sunil, it's a good one. I have no future, ma'am. If you sponsor me to improve skill, I'll definitely do that. Okay. So from day one, before you join, you are talking about getting things right. Okay, it's a good one. See here, what I believe is you need to be diplomatic. Yeah, Pushparat Singh, right? This can be a little bit philosophical one, right? I learn from they will not recruit you as a learner. They want you as a part of this company as an asset, not a responsibility. So this can damage, that can dent your image in a way. So it's better that you be diplomatic, right? You can say that I have not yet thought about it, but after gaining experience and insight from the industry, right? Whether I need to go, should I go with my master's in engineering or MBA, that I'll decide after getting insight and experience from the industry, that what is required. You do your external MBA, and then at the end of the 2 years, you get to know that if I had done my master's in power, right, I would have got more opportunities. So it might happen. I tell you that in the West, there's a common scenario everywhere that after completing bachelor's, people go for a job, and after doing a job, they'll get to know that what they like, what they not like, because here it might happen that you like something but that is not suitable for you. So in that way that can be a problem. So it is better to gain a knowledge from industry, little experience, and then you go with the higher studies. So in that way you can answer. While I don't what Kushal says, while I don't have any plan for further study, but I am always trying to get knowledge because technology changes at times. Yes, you can mention that. I like to update myself because I believe in that statement that if you don't update yourself, you are outdated. You can mention, but that goes with philosophical thing. That is not a concrete answer in a way. Fine, but that can definitely save, right? Save you definitely. Okay. Question number 4. Where do you see yourself 5 years from now? If you say that I see as a CEO of the company after 5 years, there is a difficulty, there is a danger. At your position, wow, Dhaval. So I'll eat up your job in 5 years. So that's not the jokes apart, but that's not a good idea to mention. Mind it, specifically when we are going for a job, we never go with experiments, right? I believe that when you go for exam and an interview, there should not be experiment over there. Purely, you need to be serious, right? And sincere about your answers because every word spoken by you decides your future. Okay, I would like to ask Abhishek to reply this. If Abhishek, if you can. Vatsal, it's a good answer. I would like to see myself as an important asset for the company. Yeah, definitely. That's a good one. Try to be capable to handle engineering works and problems. Definitely. Abhishek has left. Wow. Okay. Anand, are you there or Abhishek? I guess Abhishek must be facing some problem related to mic. Abhishek, can you unmute your mic and reply? Okay. Anand, can you reply? No idea. Okay. Abhishek says sorry. Okay. Sorry for what? Not answering or no idea. That's why. Okay. Kushal says that during 5 years of time, I can develop my knowledge. I'm capable of achieving the position at some higher level. Okay. That's a result that will definitely happen. Right. But over there, what to reply? What I have thought of is a voice problem. Abhishek, no issue. Okay. What you need to do is you need to consult the experienced professional, maybe the senior professor of your department. Fine, ask them, right? You can consult Sata sir, Nikun sir, you can consult Nikhil sir, you can consult Borania sir, you can consult Pinak Patel sir, right? These are the people who have spent around 3 decades of their lives, right, in mechanical field, right, mechanical engineering field. They can tell you that what can be seen in the down the line in the future after 5 years, right? What would the technology? What would be the requirement? Fine. You talk about it and you give a concrete answer. Fine. You can talk about those prospects and definitely the way everybody answered in the chat box that you always talk about some development. That means you can talk about certain skills that you can develop because when you have completed your bachelor's, does it mean that it is the end of the life? Yeah, there is a learning is something, we call it lifelong process. So you can touch upon certain things which is there in the company's requirement, right? Which rather you don't you could not touch upon. You can mention that the down the line in the future for next 5 years, I can see that I would be having this skills. Fine. So in a way, you give a kind of acknowledgement, a promise that you are going to be with the company and you are definitely thinking about company's growth in a way which is your growth too. Fine. Okay. We are going to complete the first phase because I'll divided our 15 questions in three phases. Five questions, then we'll have a discussion about five questions, then another five, and next five. Okay. Now, can you work comfortably in a team? See, if you say yes or no, in that way, that person will not be happy, will not get convinced. But what you need to do when somebody asks you, can you work in a in a team? Fine. Start simply saying yes will not serve the purpose. Yes, Anand, you need to give some examples. So, which kind of examples we can give? Dhaval, yes, we can talk about group projects. Fine. We can talk about activities, events that we participated in. Right. Yes, Kushal, our past experiences we can mention. Sunny Singh, you can say that. See, when I say that I would like to be the leader, as I've always been, the team captain of the cricket team, right? That would be little self boasting. Instead of that, what you can mention is I love to lead from the front. Things are same, but I love to lead from the front, as I have. It has been the common practice in last 7 years or 4 years, right? Be it sports or any activity at work, right? But I would love to fight from the front. So that means that you talk about leading, but simply telling leader, right? That would reflect a kind of attitude, in HR's mind. They're very sharp in identifying such kind of things. So we need to be selective while we share or we speak, right? Especially the words that we use. One of the sessions of mine would be words usage. How which kind of words you should use while talking to HR or while facing placement interviews. Vatsal mentions that I worked in a team, as I have been in an organizing team of event of ASME Fest. Definitely, as I told you in the last session, ASME Fest would help you like anything, because that was the event where everybody from the senior semester, they had contributed somewhere. So that definitely ASME would be the savior, no doubt about it. But you make sure that you use it proper way. Okay. Kushal says that for this question, I can use my skills that I have mentioned in my resume. For example, I always believe in team working, so I had participated in cricket. Yeah, you can mention that. Harit mentions that teamwork always gives best and combined knowledge of every person, right? So definitely, if you remember, I told you about team spirit. You must have heard about that beautiful story of rabbit and turtle, right? That there was a race between rabbit and turtle, and rabbit was very confident, rather overconfident about his speed. So he went ahead, and he could looked back that turtle was so far. So he went to sleep, and in no time, slowly, steadily, turtle win the race. This story you must have heard, right? Is there anybody who has not heard this story? I guess everybody who have joined here, they know this story, right? Hello, I'm talking about very important lesson of on team building and team spirit. Okay, yeah, Sunny, I have planned sessions for mock sessions for GD and PI, right? That would definitely be there. Don't worry about it. I tell you that this is a typical story of turtle and rabbit. Now what happens that there was another race that happened after some years, when rabbit was annoyed and rabbit challenged the turtle that let's have a race again. And they decided that okay, we'll have a race again, no issue. This time the rabbit was very vigilant, very alert and conscious. The moment race started, right, he ran fast with speed, and in no time he completed the race. Now the account was settled. After certain years, turtle went to the rabbit and challenged rabbit, let's race again. The rabbit replied that, yeah, it has been done now. One time you won the race, second time I won the race, the account is settled. He said, no, you accept that you participate in the race, or you accept that you are a loser. The ego of rabbit came in the bit, in the way and said, okay, no problem, we'll have race again. I'll defeat you one more time. I don't mind it. Now, turtle very intelligently selected a route where a river was passing by before the finishing line, and there was no bridge. So when the race started, rabbit swiftly, right, he moved towards the direction of the finishing line. But when he reached to the bank of the river, he looked at it that there was a river and he could not swim. There was no bridge. What to do? Very slowly, turtle reached there, looked at the rabbit, entered the river, swam to the other shore of the river, other bank of the river, and won the race. Now you see that the skills. Now, fourth time when the race happens, I'm going to talk about the incident, the important lesson now. And when the race happened for the fourth time, everybody from the jungle was very happy, and they were, more than shocked to see that. When the race started, what everybody was, had seen that on the back of rabbit, a turtle was settled. They both together reached to the bank of the river. At that time, the turtle entered the river. On the back of the turtle, rabbit settles, and together they won the race. Now, what is this? It says that there can be there can be limitation and strength, weakness and strength in everybody. But when you work in a team, what happens that your strength, right? Somebody's weakness can be your strength, and your weakness can be somebody's strength. So in a way, you can help, you can work together, and you can work with the strength, right? And you can overcome the limitations. What I have thought about you people is, they are testing whether you are a team player or not. You can experience that how as a team player or as a leader you have worked in any of the activities. It can be tech even, non-tech even, whatever. So that you can prove, right? Believe me that whatever you speak, people will not believe in, but whatever you have done, people will definitely believe in. So you need to prove that. You should have enough evidences. Fine, okay. Definitely when we are in team, nobody can beat us, but you need to be team player, because every company, every organization that works on the team. Fine, okay. Question number 6 is, before that, I want to have acknowledgement from you people that for last 5 questions, do you have any question or query, so that we can go ahead with the question number 6, the next phase. I'll ask you again at question number when we reach to question number 11. Okay, fine. Yes, Dhaval. Last time I was using another laptop, right? My laptop was in repair. That's why I could not share with you people. But by today evening, definitely I'm going to share both the lectures, the first lecture and this lecture, both the lectures. I'll upload on YouTube and I'll share the links with you people. Fine. Okay. So we can go with question number 6. Are you willing to relocate in India? What would be your reply? The question is, are you willing to relocate in India? If this question is asked to you, what would be your reply? Yes, I can relocate in India, definitely. Okay. See, if you have family issues, right? See, I have seen this. I was sitting with Gaurav Gandhi sir once. I could find that one company, I don't know which branch it was, but one company had come for placement, and it was asked that can you work in this area, can you relocate to this area. Now his native, the student's native and the work area, there was a gap of 30 kilometers, 35 kilometers only. And the boy replied, who was shortlisted, the boy replied that I need to talk to my dad and I'll tell you. And the number two, right, who was shortlisted, was standby, was picked up. Fine. So you can mention. So how you can mention it, that is important, right? You need to give valid reason. For example, that uh, uh, if you live in a joint family, there can be a question. So you can say that I'm unmarried, I'm still young, and I can explore the world alone. So not only in India but in abroad also I'm comfortable, as I am not married and worried, right? But if you have any any family responsibility, in that way you can be specific. Later on, if you mention, right, there can be a problem. Okay. I'm glad to know, Sunny, that you are comfortable across India. Very good. Question number 7. Why do you want to join our organization? The similar question. Why should we hire you? It is little bit easy in a way. Good. Kushal, good. My father, you know, I can relocate in India, as my father had many transfers from one place to another place. Fine. So we are used to, our family is used to relocate. So that can be a valid answer. Good. Kushal, keep it up. Why do you want to join our organization? Good, Anand. Because my skills and your needs are matching. But how can you reply this question? How would you know that what company needs? This is a test of your knowledge about the company. Fine, whether you know about the company or not, to join or not. But even you're sitting in a campus, you need to, browse the company's website, official website, social media handles, and you will get to know that what is the trend, or what is the idea that company has, what company does, and company's vision, mission, everything, whatever is there, that can help you. So you need to collect this information. Definitely, most definitely you will have to do that, because if you are going to buy a mobile phone, you can explain, explore all the things. You need to explore the company, definitely, right? And here you cannot bluff. Here you cannot reply, philosophically. The way, if you say that because my skills and needs are matching, the next question that HR would fire on you is, okay, what are the skills that are matching with our needs? You cannot show your teeth, right? You need to reply this, and you are, once you are caught, right, there'll be a problem. So that's why I believe that the vision and mission of the company, that you need to study, you go through it, and you make sure that what company is aiming to do, what company is planning, to find itself after 5 years, what people are working on it, right? So if you know that kind of thing, definitely it will help you to have upper hand while facing interview. Okay. Question number 8. How long will you work for us? This is another tricky question. What to reply in this question? Harit, if you can. Harit and Jiten. Rather, everybody is invited to reply. But if this any one of these two students can reply, I would be happy. Jiten, are you comfortable to reply? If you cannot reply, you say, "Sir, I don't know." You don't speak, and I feel that you are thinking. Can you reply, Jiten? Even I would like to request Gajendra Singh to reply if you can. Until I bring your company to the top. Okay. If the companies see Gajendra, I must tell you that this is a good one. This can be your mission rather, right? But thing is that what is the definition of top? Fine. So that can be a good answer, but it should be quantifiable, measurable. Kushal has mentioned that, yeah, as I am constantly upgrading my knowledge and skills, I will work as long as my skills will helpful for the company. That in that way, the HR will consider that whatever skills you have right now are not helpful to the company. So you should not leave a kind of any room to the HR that they can catch hold of you. Jitan has mentioned that as long as I am concerned with the work, I'll work, right. I'll work with you people. Okay, that is also philosophical in a way. What still says that I expect to be here for as long as I can make contributions in any manner. Okay, so the moment you feel that you will not be able to contribute, you will leave. So again, that is not quantifiable. See, change is the law of life that you know and company knows. This is the fact that you are not going to work with the company lifetime. People nowadays they are no so creative, innovative, and dream chasers that even they leave government jobs. So what about these private jobs? So at any point of time, you are going to change the company. That company knows and you know. But how to handle this question? This can be very risky. Sunny Singh, that if I offered from different company more package, I would not go, but better position I will leave, right? So you are showing them threat that they have not thought of. So that is not advisable to mention, right? The fact is every professional has a choice to make. Right. So every company, yeah, okay. So every company at one point of time is going to, every professional at one point of time thinks about changing the company. This fact of life. But you can mention that I have not thought about it, or you can be specific. The way some of you people be specific that this is the reason why I. Okay. Now, am I audible, everybody? Okay, fine. We will change the time of our lecture. Because last time also there was a disturbance of electricity. Right now it is also there is a problem. So I had a backup plan with me. So within no time I switched to my mobile net. But we need to work on this. Okay. So definitely next time when I share the Google form, I'll share with you people the new time. Fine. And I also consult uh, Jignesh sir and Dhaval sir about your timings, right? So it does not conflict with your academics. Okay. Question number 9 says that what can you contribute for the organization? What can you do for the company? This is very tricky in a way. See, if you say that I can give my life, my sweat and tears, my blood for the company, right? So the company is not your girlfriend. Come on, fine. So you cannot speak like that, right? It is not the country; it's the company. So you cannot be such patriotic, or you cannot answer in a patriotic way. But you need to be very specific while you reply such kind of question. So what can be the answer? Here, there is a beautiful chance. If this question is asked, make sure that you are lucky, because here you are getting an opportunity to share your details, to share your skills. You discuss about your experience, skills, contribution to the organization like college in your class for different activities, and you try to map with the requirement as per the job profile, as per the job description. Fine. See, this requires little bit homework, but I tell you that if you go to face any interview without homework, you are gone. It will not help you. Definitely, it will not help you. Fine. When I'm dealing this, if you must have seen that the lectures that I've conducted in the class. Fine. For the same training, the presentation was different. This presentation is different. Why? Because homework is required. And I told you in the last lecture that you don't give what you have, you give what is required, then you will be appreciated. So to be appreciated, you require to give what is needed. Fine, you touch upon that point. So if this question is asked, what you can do for the company, what you can contribute for the company, believe me, you're getting open end, right? A full toes, or bat pitch. Sunny Singh in cricket, right? You can hit the six, definitely. Question number 10, it comes like this. Why should we hire you? Fine. So why should we hire you is a question. Okay. I could see that some students have written some chats, right? Sir, if we ask like I have not thought about it, or sir, I will not create impression like you have not planned anything for self. In two question, we give answer like so. What to do? Okay. Pushpendra, Pushparaj, you need to unmute your mic and then explain me. I'm getting confused about this question. What Sunny Singh says that I will do my best and give my all possible efforts to for the company benefits. Okay. Then, as I have seen the vision and mission of the company, I can see a lot of room for skills of leadership, teamwork, and managing the team as well for me. Excellent, Vatsal. Gajendra Singh says that with my experience in hard work and innovative ideas, which will definitely helpful for the company. Gajendra Singh, if you speak like that, next thing you need to keep ready in your mind is which kind of innovative idea that you had during your 7 semesters. Fine, and which idea worked. Even the idea does not work, it's okay, right? But you need to mention, if this question is asked that can you explain about one or two ideas, right, another innovative ideas, then if you are not there to reply that a counter question, there can be a problem. Because I'm here to do my mechanical engineering, and your system need this, so I will fulfill that. Okay. Well, that seems little bit, very plain rather, right? It's a vanilla answer, very common answer, right? That this question will, this answer will not satisfy the HR manager. that I have done mechanical engineering and you need mechanical engineer. That's why you should hire me. Yeah, they have 50 options with them. Why should they pick you up? Why you out of 40 or 50? That's the question, right? You are not there alone, right? They are looking for people. I am not an experienced person, but I am a quick learner, which makes me different. Okay, that Harit says. Jitan says that I can be helpful to fulfill the requirements of the organization. Okay, but you need to be specific, Jitan, right? Okay. Akash says that as my skills and experience seems to be matching with the position I am here. Yes, but here if they ask if you're not done homework, there can be a problem. Fine. Uh, this is what I have thought of for you people. You can see the screen. Meanwhile, I'll read out what Sunny Singh says. You should hire me as I can do better in team and also individually, which others can't do. Okay, but you need to justify that. So here it says that try to prove to be an asset by sharing your achievements and contribution. You can map the requirements aligning with the job profile, and also you try to map with vision and mission of the company. If you can do this, right, in that way, you are going to be picked up for no doubt about it. Okay. So up to question number 10. First 10 questions, I guess there is no problem with everybody. Everybody is okay with first 10 questions. So I can switch to the next phase, 11 to 15. If you can type okay, I'll get acknowledged.
Hello,
Yes.
sir. Sir,
Yep.
sir, in question three, do you plan for the further study? And
Okay.
why do you want to? How long will you work for us? In both
Right.
questions, we have the given the same answer. I have not planned yet, and it will
Yes.
to create like that. You didn't have the plan for yourself in for the future. It will be
See,
not like that.
okay. Good, Pushparaj. It's a nice observation. I tell you that when it's about, I have mentioned in both the answers, suggested answers, that if you are specific, you answer that. If you are not specific, then you can mention, like, you can be diplomatic, right? For example, I have decided for future plan, you can mention that I will work with the company for certain time and then I'll think about it. But if you feel that, yeah, there is a tradition in my family that when people work for a company, right, they work for a company at least for 5 7 years. So I don't believe in keep on changing the companies, right? So you can mention like that, number one. Number two, for further studies, this is a common practice in the West. You can mention about it, that instead of jumping into my desires, I want to learn something which I deserve. Specifically, in after doing your what up to what extent I know about mechanical engineering, that there are many sub branches that you can find in detail, that narrows down the mechanical engineering, right? So in bachelor's you have all the subjects, but in master you have many other options. Now thing is that you, unless and until you don't have the particular desire and understanding about the branch, and if you go, you may have to come back. So after having certain experience, right, some people mentioned about MBA, some people mentioned about masters, right? Some people may also think about overseas education. That comes with a little insight and experience from the industry, so that you can give what company, what society needs, right? So you can answer in this way. Okay.
Sir,
Yep.
sir, can you give an example for question number 10 for freshers?
Question number 10. Okay. Why should we hire you? Right. Okay. So you can mention, for example, one company has come to the campus, right? And you mention that the company's mission and vision. You check it out with this one. Homework number one. Homework number two is, what is the job description and job profile? Number two. So when you look at this two, right, you will be able to point out that what company is looking for in short run and long run. Job description will give you what is the company's requirement in the short run, and company's vision and mission will give you an idea that what company is looking for, employees in long run. Fine. And then in second column you jot down what are your skills, contributions, and your achievements. And simple, you have a matchmaking. Fine. If you can find out three things, you mention those three things. I tell you that there cannot be one common answer for these questions. If this question, the answer of this question will vary from company to company, and it should, rather, it must vary. It must be different. Fine. I guess I could answer, Sunny, your question.
Yes, yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Kushal is saying something focused is my greatest strength, and detail oriented is my greatest weakness. Okay. Next question is your greatest strength and weakness. Fine. Here, I have heard people while conducting mock interviews, they say that I am a perfectionist. That's my biggest weakness. So don't try to be over smart while we are going there, right? To face the interview. The people who are going to recruit you, they are smarter than you. You need to accept it. Fine. So here, I tell you that what is the most common thing, what is the most common element that I could find in every engineer. Can you tell me that what is the one common strength that every engineer is? Mostly it is found that all the engineers are generally organized. This is the common practice. If you are not organized, you are unorganized, you can mention that one. Fine. What I have thought of you people is 4 points, strategies to reply this question. Number one, focus mostly on strengths, right? Instead of highlighting your weaknesses, for example, if you want to share your weakness, you share three strengths and one weakness, so that you can find that okay, the strength portion is heavier than the weakness one. Number one. Number two, right? You need to mention, or you need to make the interviewer realize that you are working on your weakness, right? To overcome from that weakness. Number three, you mention the real weakness, not hypothetical one, not the imaginary one, not the philosophical one. Fine. What Dhaval says, I have habit on pressurize work, and the work is best at every time. Um, Dhaval, you can, if you can, unmute your mic. I'm not getting Preshi. What is the spelling? Okay, due date, assignment, wala work. Okay, fine. So you can mention that I am very punctual. Punctuality means you can complete the work on particular given time and date, right? So that you can mention about it. Okay. Next point number 4 is make sure your strength and weakness don't contradict each other. This is also important, because when you copy from somewhere, right, you forget to mention, then you forget to map that, so that can create a problem. So you make sure that they are not contradicting each other, right? So whatever your strength is, in a way, it is your weakness. So there will be a chances that you can caught by the interviewer. Next 3 points for to answer this question is you can research well about the position you are applying for and identify the area where you can apply your strength. Yes, you need to mention the reason. So you find out that where your strength can be helpful, right, or where you can contribute with your strength, or where your weakness can come in the way minimum. Fine, so that you can balance it in a way. If you have two three weaknesses, only talk about the weakness that can, that will not disturb you, or will not be there in getting a job. Don't confuse interest with strength, or dislikes with weakness. Whatever you like is your strength, and whatever you don't like is your weakness. It is not like that, right? So your liking, disliking, and strength and weakness are different. So I suggest you that you Google it out and you make sure that you go with the right things. This has been a very common, tricky question in all the interviews. What motivates you? The ultimate motivation is money, the package, but it should be the last option to share, that money motivates me, the package, right? If you speak on the face that definitely, sir, the package is high, and definitely it's a good to start from the campus. Yes, you can mention some examples from surrounding, right? Or the work, the job description is something that matches with you. So the word job will not get reversed. That is boj. It will not be a burden for me, and I would like to work for the sake of, not for the sake of money, but I want to work for my pleasure, for my overall development, right? What I have thought for you people is something like this. What you like is job satisfaction. You like working towards a goal, where you can mention like this: when you know the vision and mission of the company. You like to contribute to the team efforts. You also like to develop your skills in the long run. You can find that there is a big learning curve, right? When I join the company, as there will be lots of opportunities to enhance or enlarge my learning curve. You can provide specific example that supports your response. The way, I guess, Jitan mentioned that you can take up any example from the and for around you. In reality, you can mention that one. You can also mention that excitement for new challenges. You like challenges. You always like to challenge the challenges, right? But you can mention like that. There's a you like to go for personal development. You see that there is a lot of room for your personal development if you work in the company, and that personal development will definitely help in achieving the goals, vision and mission of the company. So in that way you can align that. Example around us in reality, that means uh, you can pick up somebody from the company, who is the company's founder, fine. Or you can also find out some people that they do not work for money, they work for personal development, right? You can take up the professor, example of the professor, right? They go to the industry, they'll get more money, but they are over here because they believe in that profession. So your dedication towards the profession will definitely help you. So there are different examples, fine. It can be a Henry Ford, Ratan Tata. You can mention such kind of things, but there are two big names. You can start with Jyoti CNC, right? During this COVID-19, they came with this ventilator. Lots of people talk about it, right? Definitely you can talk about your parents, your company, right? If you have the family background, your uncle, you can mention such kind of people, and that will definitely work. As I mentioned, that money wala portion should be the last one, right? It can be more direct in a way, right? If you mention that. Question number 14 is, what are the qualities do you look for in a boss? See, now they are turning, twisting the things with this. That what kind of qualities you are looking for in a boss, right? So, what would you say? Just imagine that if you are a boss of the company, what kind of things would you be having? or what people would like? Okay, leadership, ordering but working with people. Okay, potentially and technically strong, leading from the front, not commanding. Very good. Now, I would like to see my boss as a leader, leading from the front. Okay, fine. See, what can be the ideal one? A person who can easily relate with me, can make firm decisions, and is transparent. A boss with a sense of humor would also be a delightful idea. Fine. So these are the things that you can mention along with whatever you have mentioned. Leadership and all that would be inbuilt. That is a prerequisite, right? To be a boss, you must be a leader. Without being a leader, you cannot be a boss. If you are a, and rather, you cannot be, you can never be a good boss. If you want to be a good boss, you need to be a good leader. No doubt about it. Fine. But you can mention like this. Okay. Kushal says that maintaining individual relationship and making out work from them. Yeah, it's a good one. Emotional intelligence is a new word, is a key word that the man who believes or who has the mastery over emotional intelligence. So you can mention that one. Sunny Singh says that boss have calm and polite in behavior and should have capability of leadership. Yeah, that is a prerequisite as I mentioned. They should be helpful and always ready to guide me in definite paths which I take. Definitely. So it says that it can relate with me. It can take firm decisions, right? So a boss should be like a union leader, not a manager. Should consider, should understand our, our problems and issues and challenges and acknowledge us. Yes, Preet, right. Never become a burden of employee that you can mention. So this is the way you can mention about it. My last question, and today's last question is: do you have any questions for me? So very smartly, wisely, I kept this question as the last question. If this question is asked, what would be your reply? If you don't ask, it may look like that you are not interested. The way you are, writing in chat box, it seems that it says that you're interested. You are, you're involving in discussion. That's why. Here, you need to be smart. You need to ask a question. If this question is asked, what are the steps, next steps for me? I'd also be interested to know more details about this position I'm applying for or I applied for. So you can ask that, if you can elaborate more about job description, that can help me to decide firmly to, uh, think about this company. So this is what you can mention. Okay. This is a bonus for you people. I have shortlisted 3 websites for you people for your technical interview questions. I'm copying an chat box for you people so that you can scan, you can browse, you can refer to. Kushal, that doesn't mean that you are selected, right? But this is a question, but you are definitely shortlisted, right? And they want to check your attitude, whether you are interested for the job or not. That's why they'll ask you. So next thing, I'm going to share entire video of this discussion on YouTube. I'm going to share the way I shared the email. In the same email, I'm going to share the link for previous lectures, video, and this lecture's video. Right? Just give me 8 9 hours. By evening, by tonight, I'll definitely do this. Do you have any question? Yeah, thank you, Akash. Yeah, I would like some of you people to share your feedback, right? Before we call it for a day. Anand, I would wish that we stick to English, because English is a it has been found that communication skills of the students across India, if you were there in the first lecture, first session, is not up to the mark. So here I'm trying to give you an opportunity to listen to English. See, if you have a question or query, you can definitely post in a chat box. I'll try to solve that query. But switching to Hindi will not be a good idea, I guess, right? But I'll try to use easy words, easy structures for you people for understanding. Fine then. We call it for a day. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining. Next week we'll meet again, right? If you have a question or query, still I'm here. You can.
So I have some questions.
What's up? Yes, tell me.
I have some. Where can we find such more questions? Like which we discussed the 15 questions, right? So where can
Right.
we find such more questions?
I'll share. I'll share the link.
Okay, sir. And one more question, that in this lockdown period,
Right.
the interaction between the social group has been decreased, right? So face-to-face
Right.
conversation is not possible.
Right.
So how can we improve our conversation during this time period?
You can do one thing here. For conversation skills, uh, such video calls. If you have a good friends with you, you can go
Yes.
with that. And, I will not advise you to visit somebody and do that. That is not advisable at all. But
Yeah, that makes sense.
virtual conversation will help you. One thing. Number two, more or less people are switching online. Even that will
Yes,
also
sir.
help you to have familiar with such kind of things.
Yes, sir. And one more thing, I was not there in the previous lecture. I
Okay.
just missed that lecture. So
Okay.
how can we get the notes for that lecture?
This lecture is being recorded right now.
Yes, sir.
The previous lecture was also recorded. I have that recording with me, right?
Okay, sir.
So what I'll do is I'll share both the recordings with you people. And somebody mentioned that yes, Dhaval. What we can do is, if you can add me to the one common WhatsApp group, right? I guess Dhaval sir was mentioning once that you have one common WhatsApp group for placement, right? So if I can be added there, so we can instead of having not too many WhatsApp groups, I can be added. Then I can keep on sharing, posting different things over there. You have a please have a word with Dhaval Anandikar sir. Ask for his permission, and if he agrees, you can definitely add me there. I don't mind it.
Okay, sir.
Fine. Okay. What's all? Anything else?
No, sir, just this question. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Yeah, and you people have my number because I am added in your all the groups, right? So you can reach to me anytime. You can WhatsApp me. You can call me. Fine.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Okay. Thank you everyone for joining. Have a nice weekend. Thank you. Thank you all.